Hello, welcome back to Trailer Trash. That's crooked. There we go. Today's trailer we're gonna watch is called A Quiet Place, Day One. Let's check it out. Wait, did Jim die in The Quiet Place? Nobody tell me. But I never saw the Quiet Place movies, and I'm assuming with a trailer title like Day One, this is about the events leading up to what Day One was about, or A Quiet Place rather was about. Um, it's an interesting concept, and I always thought it was kind of neat. I just never got around to watching it, and also there was a sequel, right? Which I don't know, kind of kills the fun of the concept of a movie. Like I don't know, I feel like if an idea is self-contained enough, it's still a good idea. But if you just keep adding more and more to it, it starts kind of losing its appeal. Um, like with A Quiet Place, there's only so much you could do with it, right? Again, not that I've seen any, but again, I like the idea that it's essentially, at least if I from my assumption, it's like a silent movie, right? Because you have to be quiet because the monsters, whatever they are very sensitive to sound. So if you're following the people who are surviving up to this point, like Jim and his family, and yes, I am just gonna keep calling him Jim, um, then they're not going to be making any noises. Though I do remember hearing or knowing that there's a scene where like the mom gives birth, and it's just like, why did you get pregnant if you had to be quiet? Like, it seems like a really bad idea because you can't give birth quietly. I assume she doesn't succeed in that, but it's like it's one of those like, well, if that didn't happen, then you wouldn't have an interesting scene in the movie kind of thing, right? Yeah, that was it. Jim does die, doesn't he? Because I remember when the trailer for the second one came out, he was nowhere to be seen, and I'm like, well, he's a big actor. If he was in it, he would be in the trailer. If he's not in it, then what happened to his character? Obviously, yeah. So I was kind of pissed that I was kind of spoiled just at a cursory glance at trailers for the second movie that Jim's dead. I'm assuming. I could be still wrong. Anyway, just watch the trailer. Cat. The cat did it. The cat's the monster. Do you ever find out what do you see the monster? Because that's another one of those things that I bring up all the time in trailers. Not seeing the monster or not knowing what the monster looks like is what makes A Quiet Place still interesting to me in some regards. So, yeah, it'd be interesting if up to 2 movies now you still don't know what the monster looks like. Oh, so the monster is just an amorphous black thing? That's that's exciting, I guess. What's that? Race car noises? I like the noise the creatures make. Again, all you hear is the chaos and the monsters. You don't hear the people. It's fun. It's kind of a shame that the monsters are really just humanoid black things. It just doesn't do it. I don't know what they could look like to be unique and different, but I don't know. Maybe not just black. Maybe make them, I don't know, pink, like fluorescent or purple, and make them like the color out of space. Make them more Lovecraftian. That's what you need, is more Lovecraft. Or again, just never see what they look like and just leave it up to the audience's imagination. But there you go. I got my answer. That's what the monsters look like. Jim is probably dead, and Dwight Schrute called his family down from their planet, and they took over the world. Let's check out the comments. Damn, my heart be pumping. I can never get over how scary these creatures are, man. Well, very first comment shoots down my opinion. After watching this trailer, A Quiet Place Day 1 will be first and best prequel films ever, especially Object Falling from the Sky is reminiscent of 2005 War of the Worlds. So excited. Sorry, I don't mean to make fun. English is probably not your first language, but I just like how you had to point out the trailer I watched. After watching this particular trailer and then typing the name of the movie, that's great. I liked it. 2005's War of the Worlds. I like that movie. That one scared the shit out of me, not because it's a particularly scary movie, but just, I mean, it is a scary movie because the concept alone and how it was presented was terrifying, because the biggest enemy throughout more than half of that film is not the aliens, it's other people. It's big groups, big crowds of people who are scared and panicking. That is terrifying. Being in that situation is by far scarier than any monster or like slasher killer you could come up with, to me at least. And so yeah, War of the Worlds freaked the shit out of me when I went and saw it in 2000. I was 15 and I got scared by a sci-fi Spielberg movie, but again, because of how just well it captured that idea of mob mentality, mob panic, and being stuck in that. Ugh. Sheesh, I've been waiting for this. About time you made a prequel. God, took you guys long enough. That's how I read that. We need to admit that this is one of the best trailers this year. It's February for one thing, but also, is it really? I mean, Also, what happened to her cat? Wait a second. It just occurred to me. Woman with cat. And then woman without cat. The cat better survive. The cat better... It jumped out of her arms during this alien invasion or whatever. And then while her and other people are trying to survive and somehow figure out to be quiet or whatever to prevent the monsters from attacking them, you know, they're going to be saved like randomly by a cat just like jumping out of the shadows and like killing one of the monsters. And it's got like an eye patch and a crossbow strapped to its back. That's what's got to happen. Yeah. If that doesn't happen, it's 0 out of 10. Worst movie ever. I like how it starts in New York, because New York is loud as hell crying. This is going to be so good. All that noise is going to die down. Jesus. Yeah, I'm starting to believe that, you know, catastrophe movies, it makes sense that they tend to take place in big cities, you know, because the most collateral damage and all that shit. But I'm starting to wonder if the reason they take place in major cities is more just because that's what we really all want to see deep down inside. Oh, wow. So excited to see they're expanding the Quiet Place universe, ... How is she going to keep that kitty quiet, though? Man, I don't think the cat made it. And also, again, how are you gonna top someone giving birth and staying quiet, right? Like, I'm trying to think of a scenario in any sense where it's just like, oh crap, it's getting loud. Actually, what would be really cool is if, like, the survivors, they go to like some abandoned building or what have you, and they like trip an alarm, and an alarm just like starts blaring, and so it's like, oh crap, like that would be cool actually. I dig that. I mean, it's basically a zombie movie thing though, right? Like zombies are, well, I guess no, because I don't know, are zombies attracted to noise? I never really thought about that, how that works. But yeah, that would be a neat, like, oh shit moment that you could do. But also, I feel like with a woman being pregnant and giving birth, there's build up to that. Like, you know she's pregnant, and you know the whole premise of the film is they have to stay quiet. And so in the back of your mind, you're like, wait, how's this gonna happen? Sort of thing. Like no one addresses it. No one says anything about it. But as it's going along, you as the audience, you're just like, wait, hold on. What are we gonna do about that? No, nothing. No one's gonna come up with a suggestion. We're just moving on. Okay. So I like that idea. That's the only thing I know about the movies. Obviously, that what's her face gives birth and Jim is dead. He's dead, Jim. Jim's dead, Jim. But yeah, Quiet Place. The first day one, whatever. It looks cool. It looks interesting. The franchise clearly has a lot of fans. Most of the comments, all the comments really are people being like, "Oh, cool. This looks great." So yeah, thanks for watching.